the few people that think that they're overselling, Tony and Steve's relationship in the Marvel, like they're like, they're trying to sell like they're the best friends ever. I still think Bruce and Clark are better friends in Batman v Superman than Tony and Stark are. I'm just saying, like, they have, like, they get along okay, they're buddies, but they just, like, they're not BFFs.
Yeah, come on.
But then again,
there's a scene in the trailer where Captain America is like, he's my friend, and Tony Stark was like, so was I, and it's like, since when?
Since when? I'm like, listen, man, I get, here's the thing about, like, I am genuinely worried about the future of DC. Like, I think no matter what, DC will come back. They came back from Batman and Robin. If this movie, I don't know if Rotten Tomatoes will really, if I'll say this right now, if Rotten Tomatoes affected a franchise, Michael Bay would have been booted out of Transformers years ago.
Oh yeah, like we would never even talk about Michael Bay right now if that happened. Like, nobody would even talk about Michael Bay for months.
And also, like other directors, like Woody Allen, he released a film every year and rushes production and things like that, or try to cram everything together, and his movies are hit and miss. So if Suicide Squad gets a bad rating this year, then
it's going to be bad for Warner Bros. If it gets a bad rating.
It's going to be a more niche market of fans that'll watch the movies if they really just want to see these movies for the sake of seeing these characters together.
I mean, dude, I would bet my money that it'll get better ratings than this.
But listen, man, I can see people being very betrayed by Warner Brothers for this movie, for what they did to Superman. I could see, because here's the thing.
I can see it.
Because here's the thing, if Marvel killed, I think Marvel, no matter, any Marvel movie, any film, any superhero film that killed, if Iron Man died in the Avengers, do you think it would have gotten a high score? It probably would have gotten a lower score if Iron Man, that scene where Iron Man seems dead for a second or two, and then he's back after going through that portal.
The thing is that the reason why it wasn't that bad in the Avengers is because, but
I'm saying, what if he did? What if instead of being a cop out scene, well, not cop out, but he's seeming dead, but not dead. What if he actually did die? Do you think the movie would have been better received if that happened?
Let's see. I don't think people would be really betrayed if that actually happened, because it's sort of like Iron Man did die to kind of save the world, and it kind of added meaning to the character.
I mean, I will say this: his death would have, I said, even though, I will say, Superman's death in this film, it was not well handled. It is. I'm not saying Gwen's. They were both equally not well handled. The difference is, it's Superman. It's going to break hearts. So the score is going to be low. If Iron Man died in the Avengers, I'm going to just say this right now. Rotten Tomatoes would have given it a lower score. I stand by that. I believe, had Iron Man died at the end of Avengers, it would have pissed people off. The Marvel Cinematic Universe have a different tone that people would be used to. And of course, we wouldn't get Iron Man 3, but that's a plus for me.
Hey, come on! I like that movie.
You like that movie, but the villain, Ben Kingsley, should have stayed the villain. They shouldn't have done that twist, because the villain, the villain they ended up with was made Jim Carrey look like Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight.
Hey, first of all, say what you will about Aldrich Killian, that twist was brilliant.
It was twist, but the payoff afterwards, it just made him look like a dork. He was a dork. I didn't take him seriously.
No, but at the beginning,
I never took him seriously. I never took him seriously. I watched the movie, and at the end, where he's wearing the nerdy glasses from 1990, it's right out of Batman Forever. It's weird. Why people are so obsessed with repackaging Jim Carrey as a Jim Carrey archetype for these super, even Jesse Eisenberg's movie does feel like a cross between Jim Carrey and Heath Ledger. And one guy said Nicolas Cage from Matchstick Men. But like I said, this is not a negative review. This is a very split reaction review.
It is. It's split.
I can't. I will listen. If you guys love this movie, this is really a movie I will not hate anyone for hating. And this will be. And I'll get why people absolutely love it. Me, I don't absolutely love this movie. I like it. I really liked it. I respect I respect DC for having balls. And I guess when it comes to critics love heart more than balls. If you watch Disney movies, Pixar, there's a lot of heart in those movies. With Man of, there was really not a lot of heart in Man of Steel. Man of Steel, I wouldn't say it had balls, but it did try to be controversial. I think, like I said, controversy creates cash. Michael Bay makes a lot of money because of the controversial choices he makes. Like, like so bad, like an idea, like an idea so bad people will go into it. It's very interesting, with Michael, with Transformers and because there is an audience there's an audience for this too. If you're, like I said, I think this movie is made for DC fans that are more into the more darker stories.
Okay. My thoughts, like, I feel the same way as you do. Like, I really like this movie too, and pretty much like I do give credit to DC for giving us some really dark stuff, like you say, the stuff that's ballsy, like it's really, like again, I did not mind Superman's death, like, alone. It's just like Superman's death was handled like in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, I feel that, like, if he died at the end of, the last Justice League movie, like it would have been more well-meaning since, since we don't know whether or not he's actually dead.
And you know what? Somebody here's the thing. The spoiler is so unbelievable. Somebody saying, hey, Superman dies. Like, I'm like, good one.
Yeah.
And when you see it, like they were right? What?
Only
I'm just like, I want to just, I can't imagine a lot of people, like a lot of critics, like I watch like on YouTube will want to see this after, like, if they ever do read the spoilers. But I will say this, like, I want to see like the critics I review, like I watch, like, Channel Awesome. A lot of Channel Awesome guys, hated Man of Steel, like, said it was one of the most dreadful film. This film they'll hate. I don't doubt that they will give this, like, they'll say it's one of the worst, maybe the worst. I don't know. I don't know if I'd go that far, but it'll definitely be one of the worst. Probably compare Batman. Probably say Batman's better than Joel Schumacher's Batman, but it's not
much better than Joel Schumacher's.
But I think they'll probably rank him, probably like third best Batman before Christian Bale and Michael Keaton, just because like the matter. Even though he was really good before, it's very interesting. Amazing Spider-Man 2 had great performances. That's what I loved about it. But the execution of and they also just kind of like they threw in a lot of stuff in that movie as well. So if anything, at worst, I would put it like at that level of Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think 31% is too low. The critics are giving it, but I think it's solely based on. I think the critics would have liked a little bit more if what happened to Superman didn't happen. I think when you kill an iconic character like that, like, I think Superman's like the most iconic character in America, if not the world. When you kill him, that's going to break a lot of hearts. And DC's like, people will watch it. I can, people will want to watch it. I'm not going to say don't watch it, because I encourage people to watch it. But this is a film that's going to, like, change the way we see critics, change the way we see superhero movies, for better or worse. You could say this movie's so bad, I'm only going to watch Marvel from now on, no matter what. Like, nothing, I want to watch anything related to DC anymore. Or just the movies. Maybe this film will just make you go, yeah, not going to see Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, all that stuff. I'm just going to stick with Marvel. And if that's fine. If you like, I like DC had their run. They made a lot of money. The Christopher Nolan films did great. Like, 2 of them are over $1 billion at the box office. Man of Steel has like 700 million. So they had their run. Green Lantern didn't work. Jonah Hex didn't work. Whatever. Watchmen got average reviews. They had their run. They had their, Marvel went bankrupt in the 90s. They sold their rights to the film studios, and they're still kind of suffering for that with like hit and miss movies with Fox. And, but they're doing great. They've really, they're on top of the world right now. They got Sony on their side. They're doing, like, the Disney Marvel universe. They're doing great. And with that said, like, if this movie is like the death of the DC extended universe already, then they went out with a very, like, they went out in a very ballsy, shocking manner, like that. Like I said, I think this is the Titanic and Andronicus equivalent of today, but with like with some unoriginality to it.
I mean, like, the last 10 minutes set it up to make it seem like Superman is dead, but to me, Superman is still alive, because if you look at the very last second of the movie, like,
Yeah,
it's basically the ground was shaking and moving.
Kind of a cop out.
And plus, you know, we all know the Justice League movies are coming, and you know, we all know Superman's going to be there since he's one of the most iconic Justice League characters. So,
Yeah, like, listen, the critics...
that's why it was kind of predictable.
Yeah, like I said, you know, this is going to be a movie, you know, because the Avengers, you know, may not make as much as the Avengers, but the Avengers, not as, you know, mainstream audiences were not as familiar, but it was a team up movie that never happened before, so it managed to make a lot of money. As far as Batman v Superman, like, just because of the characters alone, it'll still make a decent amount of money. It'll, you know, maybe like, I don't know, I'm thinking like 800 or 900, because, you know, I mean, with a combination of, like, there's not really a lot of better movies out right now. I mean, there's a couple, like, you know, I mean, of course, you know, Deadpool is still out. I mean, if you want to see Deadpool, great. I mean, the problem is you've seen Deadpool so many times.
Deadpool's awesome.
Zootopia, I really want to see.
I love that movie.
I want to see. I'll see it. You know, I mean, the marketing for that, like, really just, like, made me kind of like shrug it off a bit. But, you know, it's because of how much people love it. I'm willing to give it a shot. You know,
definitely do.
But yeah, I mean, like you know, like, just because Zootopia has like 99% on Rotten Tomatoes and Batman v Superman doesn't mean I wouldn't compare the two, because they're completely different movies.
Yeah, they're completely different.
Just, you know, make a decision for yourself.
Apples and oranges.
Make a decision for yourself. Rotten Tomatoes. If you guys think like, oh, you know, they have a bad slate of DC has a bad slate of bad reviews, even though I like those movies, and Marvel's just like, you know, I mean, because I know a lot of people really hated Age of Ultron.
I didn't like,
but it got like 70. I thought it was fine. I just, you know, it didn't really. It did some. There were some really fun moments in it, but overall, I would not say it's like. It's not even like in Marvel's. It's not even like my top 5 favorite MCU movies.
And it's not even in my top 10 or top 15 or whatever. Yeah. No, I did not like that.
But so overall, on a scale from 1 out of 10, honestly, for me, this movie is a 7.5 out of 10.
And same here, like 7.5 for me too.
I like if you want, this is a once in a lifetime movie. I mean, this is based on how controversial the ending is. You know, this is probably, you know, this could very